Hello, my name is Van Hargis. On behalf of Reinsman, I want to share some information with you regarding the Reinsman 790. This is what we can refer to as our slow 7 with a sweet ribbon type mouthpiece. It's a sweet iron mouthpiece, and the reason we call that a sweet ribbon is it's got a very slow little twist about it. It's really not much of a twist. What it really is almost like little angular grooves cut into that mouthpiece. And you might ask, well, so what's the purpose of that? Well, we don't want the horse to get complacent about leaning or pushing against that smooth surface. So anytime a horse gets in a little bit of habit of perhaps pushing or being a little bit rude on the bit, we can just make the mouthpiece itself just a little bit less comfortable for him. So we take away the smooth aspect of it, and we put in these nice slow ribbons, I guess you could say, of the ridges, which allows just a little bit less comfort to that horse's mouth so that he doesn't get complacent about pushing or leaning on it. Now, the sweet iron, of course, is just remarkable in the sense that it just always has a very sweet, palatable taste to the horse. So that's almost why so many of the Reinsman bits have the sweet iron type mouthpieces. It's just for the horse's comfort in that regard. This is a great little bit. If you'll notice the shank being, even though it's only a 7-inch shank, it's not very severe. But most importantly, it's referred to as the slow 7 because of the shank length is a 7-inch shank. But why the name slow? And you'll notice that the angle of this bit, the angle of the shank, we want a little bit of an angle to our shank. In other words, the difference between this line here of our purchase versus this line here of our shank, the more that angle is changed, what happens is it slows our hands down. Even though our hands might be moving a little bit fast, this slows the action of the bit itself down. What does that mean to you? What it means to you is that the horse gets a little bit of a pre-signal before the bit makes full contact with him. So as our riders are just learning how to utilize our hands, and as we're learning how to slow our hands down, oftentimes a shank with a little bit more of an angle to it, such as this slow 7, gives us that feature and that benefit as we're trying to learn to do what we're doing with our hands. So it's a great little bit. Now, another thing you might notice, again, is what Reinsman's done almost all of their straight shank bits, is you'll notice a little bit of a kick out here. And again, what that means to you when that little bridle rein or that little bridle ring is kicked out is that means there's less bulk up against your horse's face. So comfort is paramount and very much on the minds of our Reinsman designers when we're designing these bits, is so that your horses get the absolute best effect of the bit. You get the effect of the slow movement of the shank for you, and at the same time, keeping your horse comfortable with the idea of the comfort of that little kick out feature at the very top. So in a nutshell, that's our Reinsman 790, the slow 7 with a sweet ribbon mouthpiece.